It's another great week of high school football action. We're getting into the meat of the season. Welcome into Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Faust, brought to you by Valle Luna. Thank you, Valle Luna, for your partnership at Sports 360 AZ and Bleacher Talk. We appreciate your support. We've got a busy day lined up. We've got quick picks with Bruce Cooper. We've got an awesome guest from Basha High School, their sophomore quarterback, Damon Williams Jr. And of course, our social spotlight. Claudia, I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to every single segment today.
I'm definitely really excited. I missed out last week. I got bronchitis. What a joke is that? I mean, I missed high school football because my throat hurt. That sucks. So I'm excited to get back out there. I'm healthy now and I can go have fun and get back into it because I honestly missed it last week. So I was a little jealous.
Everyone missed you out on the sidelines. People were looking for Claudia. They're looking for the second half of Bleacher Talk. There was no one hashtagging Bleacher Talk because you weren't out there. So we're glad you're feeling better. Hopefully you get back out there soon. It's going to be a pretty good week though, I think.
Oh, I think so too. And I think it's a great time to just bring in Bruce Cooper because the two of us are great, but it's even better when we have Bruce with us for our quick picks. And I know I have two happy people here right now because I got my first loss of the season, which honestly, like I'm kind of relieved because I feel like, you know, there's always that team that does like really, really well. And then like come playoffs, like it just goes away. And I didn't want to be that team or that person. So I'm glad I have a loss now. So Bruce, you were out at that game and you were kind of thinking like, finally, right?
Well, yeah, you know, I was beginning to think that you were superhuman. And then I'm just glad to know that there's some type of normalcy there because you can't lose. And you did that with the Highland game. I was at Highland Desert Ridge, and I mean, that was a one-sided affair, really. And but hey, welcome to me and Jordan's world. I mean, you know how to lose.
and you got lucky as well. Saguaro Chaparral goes down to the wire. Saguaro goes for two near the end of the game. They don't get it. They fall 27-26. I thought that was a lock almost to bring a tie with Claudia. And instead, she escapes with a narrow victory and still holds a 2-game lead over us, Coop.
Yes, we can look at the leaderboard.
What's the tally? Give me a tally. I don't know.
So it's now I'm up 11-1 and you guys are tied at 9-2. You guys are just like on the same page. I think you guys got to stop competing with me and start competing with each other. Like otherwise you're just going to tie for second or you're both going to beat me and tie for first. So
I see where you're going.
We need a 1, 2, 3. We need a 1, 2, 3.
You know, I like that trash talk, Jordan. I mean, she's giving it to us. I like it.
Yeah, she just wants to see us battle each other out as she continues to rise up the rankings. I know the mind games you're playing, Claudia. We know the mind games.
Well, let's start the battle right now, all over again. First matchup we're chatting about this week is Desert Vista at Highland. Spurge, you take it away.
Yeah, Highland looked really great last week. Took it to Desert Ridge. I like what Desert Vista's building. Ty Wisdom coming over there, really building this program again from the ground up. I just, at this point, both teams to me are kind of similar, but I'm more impressed by Highland's wins because they beat some really good teams and teams that they were supposed to win. They not only beat them, but they beat them pretty well. I think Highland's going to win this game against Desert Vista somewhere in the ballpark of 31-24.
All right, Bruce, let's hear it.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to have to agree with Jordan here because, you know, watching the first half in particular of Highland and Desert Ridge, it was such a dominating performance by Brock Farrell and his Hawks. I mean, do you know that Desert Ridge didn't record a single first down in the entire first half? Highland just, anytime there was a Desert Ridge ball carrier, it was like 4 or 5 guys to the ball. They just pushed back the Desert Ridge defensive linemen. I mean, they dominated both lines of scrimmage. It's hard for me to get that out of my head. So I got to like Highland over Desert Vista 34-13.
All right, you guys are going to love this. I'm Desert Vista. That was my choice before you guys even started talking. I wish I went first so you would know I wasn't trying to be different. I just really like what Ty Wisdom is doing over there. I think they're on a roll. They figured out, you know, they figured out their groove. And coming off of that huge win over Corona del Sol, I know Corona del Sol is struggling at the moment. They've got a pretty young team. They're still figuring themselves out, but the confidence that they're going to get from a win that big, I just think it's going to go, obviously it's going to go one or two ways. You either win or you lose. But I think winning this game could really set the tone for what they're capable of. And I think that they're on a roll. So I'm going to go Desert Vista 24-21. I'll just keep it real close.
Okay.
The next matchup is Sandra Day O'Connor at Chaparral. So Bruce, why don't you take it away?
Wow. Look, I had, as Jordan and I, we both had Chaparral losing to Saguaro, but to see how they were able to rally in that second half from a 20-7 deficit. I mean, Brayton Silver, the Shap quarterback. I mean, I'm starting to agree with Richard Obert a little bit, and that the guy is undervalued, under-recruited. I mean, he shows a great deal of poise. I just like what Brent Barnes and Chaparral's doing right now. They're on fire. I do want to point out that Sandra Day O'Connor, a couple of weeks ago, they led Chandler, the Mighty Wolves, 14-13 at the half. So I don't want to overlook them at all. But I got to go with Shap here. And 41-21 is my final score with Shap.
Well, I'm going to go here. This makes me nervous because I'm choosing Sandra Day O'Connor here as well. So this, I don't know, you said 41-21, that's a little scary for me because you're saying by a pretty big margin they're going to win. But it's because of that Chandler game. Yeah, they ended up losing. The second half was not a good game for them. But what we saw in the first half, I guess I'm all about potential. And that potential and that confidence that they could even come close to defeating a team like Chandler, I think means they can take down the Firebirds. This was kind of a game time decision, but you just confirmed by bringing up the Chandler game that's, for me, the way to go. Spurge, make or break here.
Yeah, I mean, you opened the door again. Listen, I like what they have over there at Sandra Day O'Connor. It's a really good program, and I think that is impressive to put together a half like that against Chandler. But Chaparral winning the title last year just kind of opened the floodgates of the program again, or reopened them. They really just got going, and there's so much confidence. A lot of returning players, including Braden Silber, who is one of the most undervalued and under-recruited quarterbacks in the country. They've got a couple guys on defense. Same thing, a little bit under-recruited, a little bit undervalued. They're making big plays. They made huge stops against Saguaro. So I'm all in on Chaparral. I think they win this one pretty easily. They just have that confidence right now. I don't see that slowing down. I think they win 35-20.
All right, last one. We'll see which side you guys choose. ALA Queen Creek versus ALA Gilbert. Spurge, you were on a roll just there, so pick us right back up.
Yeah, the charter schools coming together to ball out. I like what both programs are doing. I've had a chance to see ALA Gilbert North when they beat Yuma Catholic. That was a huge game in 3A. Adam DeMonte is the real deal. He's a really good two-way quarterback. He's currently a 3-star. I think that could even be low. I know they play in 3A, so maybe that plays into a role of it. It's a little bit of a smaller school, but he's a baller. But Queen Creek, they've got something special there. Logan Hubler. I'm excited for the quarterback matchup. I'm a quarterback guy through and through. I think that's going to be fun to see Hubler and DeMonte. I think Logan's just a little bit more polished at this point than Adam DeMonte is. And I just think Queen Creek's depth is going to be a little bit too hard for Gilbert North to overcome. I think Gilbert North has a lot of talent, but they're not deep enough to beat Queen Creek. I think this game comes down to the wire, somewhere in the ballpark of 28-23.
I'm going to keep it simple here and just go because you said everything that I was going to say. A lot of this is shout out because Eric Sorensen gave me a little bit of an inside scoop yesterday. So I feel like it's fair for me to trust Eric. And I'm just also going to say, I think it's Queen Creek. Also excited about the quarterback matchup. So for all the reasons that you just said, I will also go Queen Creek and I will say 28-24. Bruce.
Well, let's make it a clean sweep with Queen Creek because, I think it's about 3 weeks ago. I was out at Saguaro High School and Queen Creek was playing the Saguaro SaberCats. That game was knotted up at the half, 7-7. I mean, Jason Munns really had to get on his guys, came out in the second half, and they really couldn't pull away. Saguaro won that game 20-14. And I came away with a lot of respect for Ty Detmer. Yes, I'm talking about that guy, the former Heisman Trophy winner. He's the head coach over there. And I got to give a shout out to Nathan LeDuc. Nathan LeDuc is on his staff. Nathan LeDuc was an all-state performer at Alhambra High School, played at ASU. And he's on that staff as well. So I got an opportunity to speak with him. But you said it. I mean, Logan Huber was awfully impressive in that game against the SaberCats. So I'm going Queen Creek, and I'm not going close. I'm going Queen Creek 37, Gilbert North 21.
All right. I love to hear it. I feel the pressure. I know that you guys are both after me, and it's so close, and it really is getting into the meat of the season. So I'm just curious to see what it looks like next week. Hey, but stick with us. We have a really exciting interview coming up with Demond Williams Jr. So stick with us and we'll be right back with him. Hey everyone, welcome into Bleacher Talk. I'm Claudia Faust with Jordan Spurgeon here, and we've got Bash's sophomore quarterback, Demond Williams Jr., and his dog. Did I just see a dog in the frame? I'm here for a dog. What's your dog's name? We'll start with that.
His name is Heisman.
Heisman. Oh, I wonder why.
I love that.
Did you choose the name, or was that a family?
It was like a family thing, like me, my dad, and my brother.
I absolutely love it. I'm glad that he came into the frame. Hey, well, we're so happy to have you on right now. You know, we'll move away from the dog. I'll probably be distracted the whole time. I'm a little obsessed with dogs. But you've had an outstanding season so far this season, outstanding last year. I mean, you started at QB as a freshman. What was that like for you? Was that a lot of pressure coming in as a freshman to a team that has a pretty good history?
I mean, yeah, it was a lot of pressure, especially being in the 6A level. Supposed to be in the premiere, talked about 5-10 minutes from the Chandler and the Hamiltons. It was a lot going in, but it's kind of like you had to ease your way into it.
So this year, kind of growing off that in the off season, what was it that you were looking to get better at, whether it's as a leader, as a quarterback? Like, what were you looking to get better?
Well, I was looking for, to make sure I get my intermediate short passes down. I had a lot of deep balls last year, so I know teams are going to play off the ball. We're going to comebacks, the hitches, stuff like that.
So as a sophomore, what does recruiting look like for you at this point? Are you starting to think about where you want to go, what your goals are in your mind? What's happening with the potential to play at the next level?
After this season, I'm looking forward to having a lot of offers, a lot more. But if I do have the offers that I think I could have, then I do plan on committing before next year, maybe. Or if not, then I'll just wait probably until end of junior year probably.
So one play that might help with that, I was at the game against Perry. You trucked a guy on the sidelines. Do you remember that play? And what goes into that for you? Because you don't have the biggest frame yet. You're getting there. You're putting out some size, but what goes into that?
Man, it's probably just it's straight mentality. This year I'm going into the season I just don't feel like nobody can stop me for real.
Well, going off of mentality, do you have a pregame ritual, or what gets you really hyped for game day? Is it food? It would probably be food for me.
Just music. If I can blast my music, then it'll just all go good.
Are you blasting it in the locker room or just in your AirPods, which weren't working for you earlier?
In the locker room, everybody.
So on the team, when I was out there, you guys seem to do a lot of dancing. So who's the best dancer on the team at this point? Is it you?
Probably Jakai. He hasn't played yet. He's a transfer from Mountain Point. Probably Jakai or Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Okay. Yeah. I saw a lot of guys. Speaking of guys that are transferring in, Cole Martin, Deshaun Buchanan, what's your relationship been like with them so far? Just getting to know them this year and play with them.
It's been really good. I mean, we've always been friends, even since the 8th grade and the 7th grade, but we're never as close as we are right now.
What would you say is kind of the motto of your team, or like what really bonds you guys? How would you describe that relationship?
I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like whenever we have free time, you can probably bet your bottom dollar that we're together.
Off the field, what do you like doing?
I just like kicking it. I like going to go bowl. I can play the video game, like 2K. It's probably like one of my favorite video games.
Are you going to be like Mookie Betts, who plays professional baseball but is like an elite bowler, can bowl like 300s? Like, are you that good at bowling?
Probably not. I'm not very good, but it's fun.
So going off of that, we're keeping it fun here today. What is a, either movie or TV show that you think really gets high school football right?
Probably, I don't even know. Probably like Last Chance U. Like, it's not like high school football related, but you can get like a gist of what you got to go through for football.
Were you about to say All-American?
I was, but then I had to rethink about it because it did not make sense.
It's not quite that dramatic. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Last thing for me too. I mean, just going into the rest of the season, kind of back on the field now. What are you looking to do? Like, the big goal is to win a title. So how are you going to do that?
Just keep gelling as a team. I feel like we have enough talent to go compete on that stage. We got to make sure we all bond well.
Well, you guys have the bond. This will be my last question, but what do you think it is, aside from the bond, that your team really does well?
Like, we're able to come in and day out and have an unmatched type of energy, an unmatched type of flow to our practices. And then we come out to the games and we should be able to succeed every time.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Damon Williams Jr., quarterback at Basha, rising sophomore here in the state of Arizona. We'll be right back after a quick timeout. Coming up next, we've got our social spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome back into Bleacher Talk. We are starting one of our top 3 segments right now. We have 3 segments and they're all our favorite. Claudia Faust and Jordan Spurgeon here, and it is time for our social spotlight. Spurge, why don't you just take it away with the first one?
Yeah, this weekend, Saguaro High School. Tough game against Chaparral on Friday night. We'll have more on that later, but at the other levels, the collegiate level, ASU, the 4 guys from Saguaro really balled out for the SaberCats. You've got the Soley brothers, Kyle and Connor. You've got Will Schaefer. You've got Corey Stevens. You got a player from Colorado as well. They really had a good weekend for ASU, and they balled out. And so Coach Mons had to give them a shout out, as SAG-U seems to be the trending thing here in Arizona for guys playing at the next level.
Okay, well, back to the high school level, over to Desert Vista. That's also kind of been balling out lately, which wasn't exactly their theme last year. But this year, they're off to a great start. Hopefully they can keep it going. But looking at Desert Vista, check out this belt. Is that a tradition? I need to know. Is this something that happens every single Friday? Because I'm going to be looking for that belt. It looks huge, but I think it's awesome. I love it.
Nothing beats a good championship belt. I think that's the next decoration I need for this. I need to get some sort of WWE championship belt. We used to do that in high school and it was so much fun. So now
I think I need to do that too.
One. Yes.
We'll find one.
We need to get a Bleacher Talk one.
Yes,
yeah, we need to get a Bleacher Talk one and we can hand it out at games.
Perfect.
Oh, now we're thinking. Okay.
I love it. Well, does this next one deserve a championship belt just for spotlight?
This next one, this uniform looks really, really good. It's Coach Brandon Powell over at Miami, Arizona High School, a 1A school out here in the state. And the uniform model that they've got there, if he had a championship belt on, oh, even better. But right now, the way it's looking, it looks pretty sweet. They test out the uniforms every week. And I like the way that one looks. The green and the white, it kind of flows together pretty nicely. So I had to shout that out because that's a really cool way to introduce your uniforms every week.
I love it, but honestly, I kind of love this one more. I don't know if we saved the best for last. I think it's kind of funny, but here we have Chaparral, and if you look at it, you've got the caption on there that says Chap 27th School on Hayden 26. That's I like it. I like the trash talk. We know that from our quick pick segment that I like trash talking, and it's like subtle enough that it flies. We're like good with it. And it's funny enough that I think everyone can appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think it's funny.
It's one of the best rivalries in the state. They didn't get to play each other last year. Chaparral got to go win a championship last year. Saguaro had some issues with COVID and they weren't able to. So it's good to have this back. It's good to have them playing each other. We could see them again down the line playing each other come playoff time. I think they might remember the school on Hayden reference, but that's part of it. That's part of what we love about high school football.
I feel like there's some pride in that too. Like they know the street name. Like that's how I kind of would take that as a compliment. Like, yeah, we are that school on Hayden. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know about you. I'm super excited for this Friday. I feel like I just missed out last week. I was sad looking from home and seeing all the games happening. So I'm really pumped to get back out. I know you are too. And hey, when you are out at games, you got to hashtag Bleacher Talk because we want to spotlight all of your stuff, whether it's funny, whether you're trash talking, whether it's wrestling at halftime. I mean, whatever it is, we want to see it. And you can follow me at Claudia and Faust and Spurge. Where can we get you?
At Spurge _. I'll draw the underscore there. Find me there on Twitter. Reach out anytime. Posting videos and highlights and all kinds of crazy stuff. So be sure to reach out. We will get you out there on Twitter.
Well, thanks for watching Bleacher Talk. We love having you following along, and we'll see you next week.